All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Friday, July 13th, Friday, July 13th, if I'm not mistaken. And I am filming this video after already having released the last 5 more videos that I have filmed throughout the last week, honestly, through this entire week and such. This video is actually definitely titled Album Reviews with NJ2THECITY because this is me reviewing Bella Thorne's EP from 2016. And you're probably like, Bella Thorne from 2016? Yes, go look up Bella Thorne if you're not familiar with her, but most people, especially if you watch Disney Channel, you were definitely familiar with her back. I don't know what years those were, but that was definitely back when she was doing Shake It Up with Zendaya, aka Zendaya Coleman. And most definitely, the way I look at it is, I'm definitely, if you listen to a lot of my music, or definitely certain ones of my music over this last year, you would definitely see that I'm trying to dibble and dabble into different genres of music, and or different forms, whichever word you want to use there. And I definitely, in many cases, I do feel like I've already created multiples of my own genres of music. I definitely feel like, the traditional R&B music, I would definitely call that. Actually, listen, actually not. I'm not gonna say the traditional R&B music. I've created my own subgenre of it. I would say my own personal genres of music. I would definitely say I've created, or like love and relationships, hard rap, and not to say especially hard rap. Not to say that didn't already exist, but definitely that's something that I definitely feel like I have revamped in my own way over the last, over definitely this last year or so. Uh, Love and relationships, hard rap, smooth R&B, and etc. And I look at it as, I definitely have listened to a lot of. I remember definitely the beginning of this year. I remember I was listening to a lot more R&B than I was before. Like I was just listening to a lot of Division, and a lot of Division, Party Next Door, and Magic Jordan. Now the thing that all three of those guys got in common is that they're all signed to OVO Sound, so that's that. And when it comes to other than that, I've definitely been listening to as well a lot of pop, and a lot of alternative, a lot of pop, alternative, and dance, and electric, and etc. Like, those genres I've definitely been listening to a lot too. If not this entire year, definitely within the last like 3 4 months, I've been listening to a lot of all that. Trying what I can to, get what I can out of that towards my own music, and stuff like that. Cause I mean, I definitely like those genres quite a bit, and I definitely want to see where I can, take it with for the production of my own music and other people's music too, you know, and so forth and so forth. But so I stumbled upon Bella Thorne's music once I was as I was looking up again people like Sabrina Carpenter, who again, if you're not familiar with her, she was on the show with I think Rowan Blanchard. I think it's her. Yeah, I think her name is, yeah, Rowan Blanchard. She was on that show Girl Meets World with Rowan Blanchard, and yeah, the only difference between those two, I definitely feel like with the music part of things, Rowan Blanchard ain't released any singles or EPs or albums. Which, no offense to Disney stars, but I pay attention to that a lot when it comes to whoever you are, but definitely Disney stars and Nickelodeon stars, but definitely I'm gonna say more Disney stars. When it comes to all these people who supposedly do music, it really makes me question how big is your commitment towards music, because you're not releasing music consistently whatsoever, and stuff like that. And I definitely hugely question that over time. So I mean, you can definitely again type in any old Disney star and or current Disney star of which you're familiar with, of which do music, and you can definitely see what they have been releasing in the past, what they're still releasing now, and what they're probably going to release in the future. But a lot of them haven't released consistent music like that, and I don't know why, but a lot of them have more EPs than anything. A lot of them have more EPs and singles than albums, and if they have albums, it's usually one album and that's it. And it's like, but wait a minute, this dropped like 4 or 5 years ago, or 3 years ago. What happened to trying to release once every year, with an album, or once every 2 years or whatever else. You know, at least that's my take on it. So as I was listening to the artist I was listening to wasn't even Sabrina Carpenter when I started on Bella Thorne's music. It was actually artist I listened to. I was just listening to was Sophia Carson. And like I said before, I did a review on Sophia Carson, most definitely. I think last year in 2017, I did a review on Sophia Carson. You can again look on this YouTube channel and see I did a review on her. So to break into that, Sophia Carson is I definitely feel like she's definitely a one of a kind special one. Not to say they're not all one of a kind special one, or we're not all one of a kind special ones, but she's just that particular. She comes from that particular crop that I feel like not only is she a hometown Floridian, not a, or home state Floridian, but it's also the fact being that if you look at some of her work, from the movies that she's been on, and then you see, whether, with the acting and the music, and then you look up her profile, she's definitely released some singles, but I definitely am waiting for her album, because the only other musical work she's done other than her own singles is the one that she's done for like Descendants and stuff like that. And at least the way I look at it, I'm definitely looking forward to singing albums from Sophia Carson eventually. But to go into Bella Thorne's analysis of her EP titled Jersey, which she released in 2016, it's overall good. It's overall decent. It's overall, definitely popping in definitely many cases. But no offense to Bella Thorne, I don't really mean to discredit you in any type of way with your musical craft, but I'm pretty sure you didn't write at least most of that EP. And the only song that sounds like even believable that you wrote was what's the song title? The one that I've been playing on repeat this entire day, which is Paperweight. It seems like that's the only one that I'm pretty sure she wrote. And that's just my opinion. If she ever comes across this video, or any Bella Thorne fans ever come across this video, please forgive me if you highly disagree with what I just said and it's not true under any case and terminology. Please forgive me. But that's just, from me listening to her EP titled Jersey, that's what I'm thinking of. When I'm listening to the entire EP, I'm thinking to myself, no offense to her, but I'm pretty sure the only song she wrote on there was Paperweight. But that's just my opinion. I could be totally wrong, and if I'm totally wrong, forgive me. But but again, the overall EP is definitely, it's fine, it's fun, it's jumpy, it's telling a story here and there. So most definitely, Paperweight expresses, I would say, it's pretty much a heartbreak song, if I'm not mistaken. It's pretty much a heartbreak song, but it has a good beat and a good vibe and tempo to it. But most definitely, anybody can go on iTunes or any site, go look up her 2016 EP titled Jersey and review it for yourself. But definitely one of my favorite songs off of there. I mean, I think I like all songs off of there. Definitely like all songs off there except for the last one. The last one didn't make any sense to me, honestly. One More Time is or One More Night, I think is what it was titled. I would if I was filming this on my iPad, I would not be able to get the video out immediately after I send it, because my Wi-Fi is still out right now. So I would usually have this stuff on my phone right now. I would usually have all this stuff on my phone, so I can just go ahead and scroll up and down and tell y'all what's up. But definitely from what I studied of the tape, the EP, the third song off of it is definitely a party song, and stuff like that. And it definitely has a lot of really good beat instrumentals and elements to it. And I definitely look forward to that song. If not, I mean, I don't think it obviously caught on when she first dropped the EP. At least I know I didn't hear it anywhere, honestly. But definitely, I hope that whenever it gets exposed to the right audience, I hope that songs like that definitely go somewhere, honestly, because I think her entire EP is definitely worthy and worth something, and definitely should catch on in some type of way. But like I said before, no offense to her, the only song that I'm pretty sure she wrote was Paperweight. I don't know why, I want to say I don't know why, but I just got that feeling that's the only song she wrote. And I want to say, I want to say that because most pop stars we know don't write their own music. I guess that's the only reason why I think that, because most pop stars, as we know, don't write their own music. Not to say some do. I mean, not to say some don't, because some do write their own music, but we know most pop stars don't write their own music. I mean, again, we're over here finding out, like, and even for hip hop fans, we're over here finding out within the last, few years more than ever that, a lot of rappers don't even write their own verses, or if they do, they're definitely, getting help here and there from writing verses and stuff like that. And definitely, it all depends which conversation. No matter which genre of music you do, I definitely gonna. This is just my random opinion. No matter which genre of music you do, it definitely depends which category you want to be put in terms of lyrical content, flows, melodies, and writing. It all depends which categories you want to be put in. When it comes to the integrity of that section of the craft and stuff like that. Because at least for me and my pen game, at least the way I believe my pen game is, I believe that compared to a lot of other rappers that I've heard within the last few years, and such, my pen game I do believe is very, very much stronger than a lot of rappers. And even my freestyle game in certain cases. Keynote slash quote me on that when I said that. I said in certain cases my freestyle game is better than some of these other rappers or singers. I said in certain cases, not all cases. I guess in terms of like when it comes to making a really meaningful song and even a trash song, I can make a trash song into a hit probably, or if not into a hit, I can definitely do something well with it when it comes to freestyling. But like I said before, I'm very cautious and aware of what the kids hear from me because my target audience is the kids, and I really want to, again, want everybody to, in some which way learn from me, look up to me, and most definitely, learn, build, and grow with me as we continuously, excel to Godspeed and other stuff like that through all of our good works and etc. But like I say, I know that again I got so much more music coming out for everybody. You can definitely judge that when it comes out, and just note that again a lot of old songs, like I said before in other videos, a lot of old songs that I wrote like back in my freshman and sophomore year at Allen D. Nice, or back in middle school at Kernan Middle School. A lot of those old songs are definitely going to be remastered. I just don't know when, but they're definitely going to be remastered. One of the top reasons why I say I don't know when, because again, if you look through my notes section of my iPhone, I got so many song titles. Look through that and etc. And look through even my iPad, and you see all these songs that I'm working on, etc. Or I've already, that I've worked on. But like I said, I definitely hope and wish everybody the absolute God first best at their music craft, craft at crafting some of the best, most quality, culture healing music you possibly can, and be very aware of your power of influence with your music, because again, we need more people who are going to help heal this culture through all different forms of art, all different forms of work, not help continuously keep polluting it and sending everybody's souls to hell through the music. Because again, music in many cases can reflect so many things, even spirituality. If nobody knew that before, music can also reflect spirituality and stuff like that. And like I said, I wish everybody the absolute best, continuously owning their power of influence with music, and just note that you got to answer that question: if I were to die tonight, where am I going? And you gotta, and one of the top ways to keep yourself on top with your music and what you make is to think to yourself. And I'm not saying everybody has to make songs chock full of Jesus in them. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying everybody has to make a whole, I'm not saying everybody has to make all these, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying you have to make every song filled with Jesus in it. I'm not saying you do. But what I'm definitely saying is that you have to think to yourself and ask yourself the question: if my afterlife sentence was based upon my music, where would I go? Because I'm telling you, if you're at a lot of people's afterlife sentence was based upon either the music they listen to or the music that they're creating, a lot of people, especially rappers, would be going to hell right now. Because the evidence is, again, chock full through their music. And I'm not saying they evidently said that they're going to hell, but if you listen to how they rapped, with their verses, the content of the words they said in their verses, it's completely against God, it's against the Bible, and etc. And it led them and led other people to living a negatively waste lifestyle, filled with a ton of hurt, a ton of regret, and a ton of God knows what else. But again, take care. Your boy, the man, NJ to the City out. I got more coming soon. Peace.